Welcome back for another juicy update. And yes, the pDAI nipple pegging is coming back here, friends. I urge you now, please go to your local convenience stores and grab every single packet of Band-Aids you can get. Because in 2025, it looks like we're gonna get pegged. Now, we've got some lovely information to share with you today. You know, we are continuing the second week now of alt season. It is official. The alt season pings when the others BTC flips green, which is what we have right here. It usually lasts for 100 days in this exact period. Don't worry if you're not excited yet. It's 50 days of walking up boring. For example, nobody was like retiring in March of 2021, even though it was very close to the top. In fact, people only felt like something exciting was happening when we hit April 2021. And it's funny to see that Richard Hart actually started. He called the top right here. Like, imagine you've been waiting for 4 years. You start to feel something in April, and then Richard goes, oh, by the way, it's over. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're working our way up to now. Bitcoin has now done the pit stop. Red and green candles, friends. I've reported to you in Juicy News. There's a lot of people with cope mode. But, man, a lot of people also, they're curious about all the other altcoins and what's been cranking out there. Look, man, PulseChain, Blue Ocean Chain, okay, we're going to stand by that. There are many other coins that are moving up. You got your Stellar, your XRP moved up. And if you want, friends, I'll give you a quick update. I know everyone loves hearing about Chainlink, but bro, like Chainlink is one thing. That's it. You're in. That's it. Okay, you're in. You hold. Nothing else to do. We're at $26. The next fibs for me, so we have to battle. Chainlink has to battle this zone here. This $34 zone. So literally $34 to $42. That could be Chainlink's next area. But the only way we're going to get to the big numbers, and like this is honestly, this is so low. It's honestly a joke. It should be at $200. I'm not even joking. Based off Link XRP. So it has to break there. And then we can eventually get to this zone here, $100. And maybe if we're lucky, end of 2026, we get a flush up to 200. You don't know. I'm very confident though. Like I can see Chainlink at $80 to $100. The problem though is after that, are we going to like ping back down to 30 and in a bear market, or is it going to continue higher? I hope it is the higher part. Bitcoin dominance has definitely confirmed down, which is just the inverse of others BTC. There's so much cope out here because everyone said there was never going to be a rotation, but they've been wrong. Now, friends, recently we saw MetaMask shield HEX from Ethereum, which is beautiful to see. And also we have the PulseChain core coins. You know, they've been a bit slow, friends. It's actually HEX that's taken center stage here. HEX has gone up 9%, but erection HEX, so eHEX went up 20%. And like, look, I have no hatred in my heart. I don't. But you're all going to cop it now. 99% of the PulseChain KOLs, you guys shat on me, okay? It's okay. You want to shit on me? You're into that? All right. Firstly, you didn't tip me. And secondly, you didn't even clean up after. Get the hose. Hose me down a bit. Look what happened, man. Richard Hart's anti-eHEX tweet FUDs sent eHEX down. This is eHEX priced against Pulse. It's the eHEX Pulse ratio. It went all the way down here. Look where it is right there today. You see that? It is a big whopping recovery. Now, why is that important, friends? Remember, we had Richard Hart. Some people said he was shaking them out. Some people say that he's really giving up on it. Look, all I said was, man, the price is going down and it was cheap. And just to show it to you again here, friends, this is the price chart. Remember, it is the eHEX to Pulse ratio, which is extremely important because you get to compare this thing that was seemingly FUDDed with the core. And as you remember right here, this was the Richard Hart anti-eHEX FUD tweet, sent it all the way down. And I said, man, I know it looks bad. I know it looks bad, but it's cheap. It's cheap. Remember, everybody told me to take a break. Everyone said, get out. You're wrong. Oh, man, all the messages were coming in like they're saying sunk cost fallacy. And they go, you're wrong. You can't adapt. It's so embarrassing. There were even people talking about being the third person. They're like, I just can't believe these people. They just can't give up on the idea. They just never learn. They just never learn. No, Habib, you never learn. Your nipples are about to get pegged. Mine are already pegged. They are raw, and there's plenty more to come. Okay, you're going to learn that prices are cheap. It doesn't matter what the narrative is, Habib. Prices are cheap. There you go. Okay, so who's learning now? You'll see. Now the story's not done. Okay, there is more to come. I'm just showing you, man. Like we recovered the anti-eHEX FUD from Richard Hart. Okay, it's showing you we're liquidity bonded. Pulse is the dictator of these. HEX is flying. HEX will continue to fly. Not financial advice. Don't know. I've got death threats, and yes, some people are in shock. Yes, friends, I just showed this guy's death threat trying to wish cancer upon me, my family, and everyone around me, and yeah, all of this. And why, Sommi? Why the death threats? It's because I was literally bullish on the red candles. And I'm like, Habib, Let me get this straight. The guy trying to save your bags is now your worst enemy. Explain that for me. That's what happens, man. Friends, look, you're dealing with people's emotions. You are a drug addict and your dopamine receptors fly. That's when the green candles come up. But then when it gets cut off, people lose the plot. Some people, friends, they eat people's faces. Okay, literally. Homeless people go eat people's faces out in the street because they're just looking for the next meth hit. Some people can just... You can't not feel crap, okay? Everybody feels crap. It's your dopamine, man. How you act, though, that separates the men and the strong women from the little boys and girls. The little boys and girls, they go out and start wanting revenge on everybody. They start crying. But people who are strong, people who hold their own nuts and ovaries, people with straight postures, people with squeaky chairs, people with pointy elbows, they're the ones who take advantage of these situations. I mean, like, man, this is going down in history, by the way. I faded the founder of a cult. Wow. You faded it too. If you're long eHEX, you faded the founder fighting his own bag. And it's a founding of a cult. Wow. You deserve big rewards for that eHEX. I've even got the picture here just to show you. This is the eHEX pHEX ratio. That's the Richard Hart tweet. So we're not done yet. eHEX pHEX ratio is 0.2, friends. So there's by no means like it's a big victory or anything. Maybe it goes to parity and maybe pDAI has something to play and say with it. We'll see, of course. This is us walking around, just the troops, friends. It's all about the troops, all right? Walking down these halls of mirrors, looking around. Is somebody out to get me? Look, ultimately, I've even found, actually, I remember you making videos telling us you're buying after Richard Hart fought at eHEX. That took some big balls, he said. Oh, man. The balls, the nipples, every sensitive part of your body, friends. Yeah, I'm numb to it now. But look, even after all this, I don't want eHEX to go up too much. I want it to be like the last thing that we can speculate on. I like pDAI and everything else to complete. pHEX to smash up, Pink and Ink and PulseChain. It would be nice if BankX keep a lid on it, on the eHEX price, because you can rotate your profits later on. You make the parity yourself. That might be what Richard kind of guesses. He goes, oh, I bet if I do the pDAI peg and we do the farms, people will parity eHEX themselves. Maybe that's actually what happens once everybody has access to that liquidity. Now, friends, of course, by now, like there's been some emergency breaking news. An update again, right? I did a breaking news for you. Just to repeat, pDAI, the original reports were confirmed true. Okay? So I made a big update, and now the price is back up to 2.8 cents. So Richard Hart did confirm yes to voting for a pDAI pegging. We got the wallets. I showed the videos, okay? We did confirm yes, okay? And it was 36.9p Maker tokens. The line of trail of wallets came from this wallet with $58 million in here, which has a lot of PulseChain. It's wallet 2822. I've shared it around the description and stuff. So yeah, that voted and actually did write Milady, which is a hat tip, friends. And yes, all these streams of coincidences come out. Now, doesn't necessarily mean we're going to go up to 10, 20 cents now. I don't know, but it is 100% confirmed true. So what was fake? The only thing that was fake was the executive vote. That was the fake. That actually is coming in the next step. But remember, we got to 3 cents just when he confirmed, yes, we're going to do that. So that's why a lot of people wonder, why would Richard use the collateral for pDAI instead of Origin Address coins? Friends, look, watch my videos, dude. I'm not going to explain it another 10th time, but you have to make an assumption. He's got a lot of pDAI, and he's figured out the game theory, and it plugs a lot of the holes that he needs. Okay, yeah, plug, peg, I know. But it just, like a lot of people who say it can't happen, their assumptions are Richard owns 0 pDAI. You're right, bro. In a world where Richard owns 0 pDAI, it makes no sense for him to peg it. Okay, but what about a world where he owns 70% of the pDAI? What about that world? That's something to ponder. So in an amazing turnaround, friends, what we just witnessed, now this is obviously us at the party, what we witnessed is the real life equivalent of a birthday party filled with white powder and strippers, which then runs out of drugs at 1 a.m., okay? But that was basically the pDAI. We're like, oh, we got faked and scammed. Okay. But then suddenly, bzzz, the drug dealer replies to someone at the party saying, hey, I'll be there in 20 minutes to drop you off some of that Colombian snow. The mother load is coming. And then everyone in the party goes, yeah! Like it's the bachelor party of your dreams, pretty much. That's exactly what happened, friends. So the blockchain checks, they confirmed, Richard Hart did confirm, yes. The obfuscation and the trolling and stuff, that was only after it came to that. That's why everyone thought, oh, that means it was all a facade. No, it was only part of it. The most important part is real. Also having some fun. Shout out to Mr. Brock here. I am 9 years sober from booze and coke, and this tweet hit the button. Resume the peg. Oh, the peg never left, friends. Don't forget, these 2 pegs should be in the laundry. Why did I keep them? I had a choice. I go, we got scammed. We all got scammed. Kept holding, of course, but you know, in the moment, friends. I thought, no, something's telling me, believe in the peg. Caress the peg. Appreciate the peg. And just remember, one of the big wallets was accumulating and made the bottom of that pDAI. Remember, friends, pDAI is the spear of the altcoins on PulseChain. I even showed it from a year ago. There's a lot of you asked me, sir, why do you talk about the pDAI? Man, firstly, we're long, and it's exciting that's going up. It's leading everything. You notice how it's the first thing really actually moving up. But if you go back and check, friends, if you go back and check, as PulseChain was moving up, this is the PLS chart. As PulseChain was moving up here, friends, pDAI was one of the first wave movers. And after it stopped and started distributing, then you had TangGang, all the other things started waking up. I've got to remind you as well, there's some proof, of course, from me. People only care about the price. The price matters. The price unlocks believers, or it makes people like quit out. Because in August of this year, I reported on MakerDAO's rebranding. So MakerDAO, 4 people, top biggest 4 voters, right? They voted to rename Maker to Sky, S-K-Y, Sky, which is like kind of sad because they have a blacklist function in their USDS, which is the new coin, no more DAI. So they're sunsetting it. They're basically going to move away from it. It's still going to exist. They can't turn it off. But yeah, they're moving on to the soy version, USDS, S for soy. And no one remembered. I reported on again today, and everyone's like, wow, MakerDAO's renaming. And I go, bro, look, I have my tweets here from August 28th. I reported on Juicy News. I made a video about it. I made video mentions on it in the news episodes. Multiple posts here. And yeah, no one remembered. But now, what happened? What happened, friends? Well, now you have Richard Hart moving things to get this pDAI to $1 dream. And now suddenly everyone's like, oh, wow, there's a product market fit. There's a product market fit. Basically, they're handing over the decentralized status out there to the world. So yes, they are eating bugs out here, friends. And yeah, just showing you, like, once again, the higher the price goes, okay, more people's come out, more story come out, more narratives appear. They get unlocked. People get to decide on the odds. You actually unlock more buys as you go up, which is contrary to popular opinion. Don't forget as well, soy boys will be mogged. You should not be, you can do what you want with your money, man, but you shouldn't be rotating out of other coins to go FOMO buy into pDAI, okay? You shouldn't be doing that. You have an order of this, friend. So you use your bank savings first. Emergency is Bitcoin. Emergency of that is your ETH. Emergency of that is your other layer 1 coins. Like maybe you got some XRP. Maybe you got 20 grand in that. Okay, peel off like 2 grand, throw it in or whatever. You shouldn't be just doing altcoin to altcoin, especially in PulseChain when it's a blue ocean chain, okay? So this is Pika's chart, still doing the sideways movement. It takes a while to accumulate and do everything. And also, speaking of MOG here, friends, this is the MOG chart. MOG, see what I mean? Like, friends, hanging up here, man, you just, if it's going to flag, you don't know when, but man, the pop up next. You don't want to miss these things. If you're just rotating between them, you put pressure on yourself. Don't forget, the soy boys will be mogged. Soy boys who just rotate around, buy coins, and you can't decide. They're the ones who lose the most. There is an abundance of opportunity out there as well. I made this HEX orange address as a TangGang coin out here, friends. You see this? Down 80% off that top. Man, this is like, friends, not financial advice, but like, they're not going away anyway, okay? And I'm not just saying just for TangGang, just because, friends, they're so tangy, the oranges, it just keeps pinging up in the minds, you know what I mean? There's plenty of coins out there. There's Paul Pleb, there's 9-inch, there's heaps of others, okay? The PokeCenter coins, they're cheap, okay? They are cheap. Yeah, pDAI is a speed leading, but you don't want to keep chasing the stuff with all your liquidity, moving into the thing that's leading, okay? A rotation will happen. I already saw some people say, naughty, naughty. Come on, bro. They literally said, there's never going to be a rotation. It's just pDAI and like 1 other 2 coins. Ah, I love you. I love you so much. I can't believe this is a gift. Every time a cycle hits an extreme, people from the universe appear and they're like, never going to turn, never going to turn, never going to turn again. Habib, this time is different. Every time. I've said every single time without fail. It's never going to turn. It's never going to turn up. Don't worry. It's never. And they've been wrong every single time. Interesting. So what do you do? Look, not financial advice. I mean, bro, it's 80% down from the low. What do you think is going to happen when PulseChain, the speed goes up, pDAI's gone up, everyone's got a lot of liquidity, and people are bridging into the chain? They're going to make noise, man. TangGang, DickWifButt, friends, everything. Everyone's going to make noise. You see? Mind share, it's going to be captured. You got to remember as well, this is a picture of me. I made heaps of money after everyone told me it was a good idea to buy this coin. Said nobody in crypto ever. Now, it's a bull market and the momentum is shifting. Okay, so remember, in a bear market, friends, there's only like 5% of people like it, 95% don't because the things are down, 95.5. But then in a bull market, you know that 5% of people, it grows into like 15% and they're really, really, really loud. But you might mid-curve it and you think, oh, everybody's telling me to buy into this coin. No, man, 85% of people are still not in. It's just that the 15% of people are so loud, you have like this biasness. You might think if you're a mid-curver, you might think, oh, wow, this is too consensus. No, it's not. It's not consensus. 85% of people still don't believe. You'll see them believe as prices go up. pDAI 10 cents, eHEX 10 cents. Okay, these things will start to happen. Inc. $10, $20, $30, $50. It unlocks even more people out there in the marketplace. And most of the crypto industry is still fading PulseChain, which is the protein version of Ethereum. Okay, they're still fading the people's chain. They're still fading it. Look, you can be on any other chain, friends. There's plenty of coins out there. There are. Just like, bro, this is literally the lowest hanging fruit. And when you bring your nose up, it's not a pair of hairy nuts. It's an actual pair of cherries. It's literally cherries, friends, ripe for your eating. And what are we all playing for? We're playing for the crown, okay? When they finally give you the crown, it's time to leave. I want to show you this interesting thing as well, friends. Max Keiser has raised his Bitcoin target from 220,000 up to 2.2 million. Here's the proof. I'm raising my target for Bitcoin from 220,000 to 2.2 million. Michael Saylor's speculative attack on the 20 trillion global gold market has a very high probability of success. Microsoft leveraging the 200 trillion global income market to rug pull gold is happening. So Michael Saylor, basically, he's calling for everyone out there. They're going to say, if you have gold, go front run everybody else, because if you rotate your gold into Bitcoin, everyone has to start doing the on-flow effect of that. And friends, I'll tell you right now, man, I hope we get this so you can make a lot of money. But in 2025, at the end, if we see these big countries rotate gold into Bitcoin and the price goes up here, no one's going to exit. No one's going to exit, friends. Do I have to get the pegging nipples out again? They're not going to exit. No way. Just be honest. Don't you think they're going to say this time's different? Don't you think we're all going to say that? They go, wait a minute, the 4-year cycle, but we have people, countries, trillions of dollars rotating gold into Bitcoin. This time is different. It can't be over now. But it might be over because it gets us. It has. That's why I'm still calling, friends, for double bubble alt season. I'm still calling for double. We haven't even had the first one. The first one's like 100% guaranteed at this point. We're going to ping that. The next one, though, is the controversial one. Because is it going to be a lower high, an equal high, or a higher high? Okay. In 2017, it was a higher high by a long shot. In 2021, it was the lower high. So I don't know what we're going to get. Maybe the ratios, we'll see. But that's what I feel like. I feel like if we're going to trap people, that's the big news, man. Remember, I used to guess Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF, something ETF. Oh, man, they've already done it for us. I guess they're not the traps. They were just guesses. They weren't the traps. What would be the trap? Imagine Jay Powell comes out and says, yeah, we're considering rotating our gold into Bitcoin. And I would have to come out and say, red thumbnails. I'll say, Habib. The central bank is the most evil institution in this world. Over my dead body and my squirry tail, are they going to tell you, the people, the cockroaches to them, how to front run them and make money? No freaking chance. No chance. Unless it's an asset they already own, like the stock market. Okay? Because they want to manipulate you to get the prices and everything back up. Okay? So maybe that's where it all leads to. and it might be just rumors and stuff, but you can feel it, friends. Imagine like Bitcoin's like pinging 310K, but you've just had this big announcement like US Federal Reserve is gonna rotate some of their gold into big, like just imagine how intense that'll be for someone like me to come out and say, look, I have a big lollipop. However, is this time really different, guys? Do you really want to fade the 4-year cycle? It's been the Widowmaker. It's, you know, friends, fading the 4-year cycle has been the only Widowmaker in crypto that has lasted through the test of time. Okay, remember, it's not actually the 4-year halvening cycle. It's the 4-year global debt liquidity cycle. The governments print to pay off their credit card with the other credit card. So we're not there yet, but the good thing is we can like dream for a bigger tomorrow, which is actually a bigger trap. That keeps us bullish along the way. Because if you just like hop off the bull early, you're going to miss out some of these big moves. Ultimately, I think we're all destined for higher. I mean, alt season just pinged, so we're definitely going higher. Question is, how long? How long is it going to last for, and how big are we going to go? Are we going to hit the Eric Wall bet by May next year? That'll be interesting. pDAI has big to play with that. I mean, it's literally Habib. First-Cycle HEX, man. Friends, it's almost back up to 3 cents. It's almost back up. Let me show you the 15-minute chart here. Look at that. It came down. It dropped all the way down to the 33% move. And now look at this. Everyone's back in here. Go 36% move back up because of the percentages. Look, it's just come back up here. Don't do this 15-minute stuff. It's going to like psych you out. Remember, we are dealing with drug addicts. The candles go up. You want them to keep pushing more and more and more and more. You want it, and then when it cuts off, you're like, oh. Okay, that's climbing the wall of worry. Because at the top, you know, you want to push more and more and more and more and more. You actually get the euphoria, the endorphin release. You go, oh, oh, oh. That's actually what happens at the top. And yes, you will have that voice. But then that's the end. Because you go so high, your body feels it. And then you have the complacency drop. But nobody feels bad. There's no more anxiety on the drop. So if you don't want to feel bad when we drop, you're basically wishing for the end of the cycle. Because that's what happens in complacency. We hit euphoria. And what's complacency? Like complacency, like, wait a minute. You were complaining about this thing happening, this drop 50% move before for the past year. But now we had a 50% drop and you're not feeling it. That's because you're high on the drugs. Okay. And that's the Wall Street cheat sheet, which is critical in this moment. This is the euphoria, friends, up here. You see that? We go up. I'll change the green for you. Green for friendship. See, thrill and euphoria. You go, oh. But then the complacency move happens. You're like, we just need to cool off for the next rally, you know? Just like a drug addict. Like, oh, don't worry, man. Like, you know, we're like so high right now. Yeah, but then that's what pretty much sparks the end. We're not there yet. I still believe we're in optimism. You're feeling it, by the way, friends. Like, have you noticed how, like, your nipples got a bit sore from the pegs? They did. And then they pulled off the dopamine, but then there's bias to come back up. There's a narrative re-emergence. That's bull market stuff. That's climbing the wall of worry. Like, and every time the story stops, you're like, oh, do we have another leg for the story? And then buyers come out of nowhere and something amazing appears again. And the stories, it's going to seem like it's magical unicorn fairy dust simulation stuff with all these timing of these things. But you can't look into the weeds too much like that. You just have to take a big picture approach, which is like, you know, we're holding next year. We're hoping for the double bubble alt season. Everything's looking great. Optimism, this rally is real, friends. Yeah, you're starting to see that XRP was that first flush. You know, once we start seeing all the other charges. What comes after that? It's belief. Time to get fully invested. So, Koopy already messaged me saying, I got 100 grand. Which PulseChain coins should I buy? I want to put all into pDAI. He said that. Koopy's early because he's watching, okay? So, after that feeling, there'll be a multitude of people. There'll be like dozens of people. They're going to come in. They will say like, hey, I got 40 grand. Time to go in. 40 grand, bro. You didn't want to put in $400 a year and a half ago. Now you got 40 grand. Oh, man, that's it. Like, people love playing the momentum. Yeah, so that's the next part. After, we're still in optimism. Belief is when, it's time to get really invested. That might be the Bitcoin is like, it cracks that 100K, like, cleanly. And I was like, oh, it's on. It's on now, right? And then that moves into thrill. Why? Because everybody's in spot and most of the crowd has come late. So it's moving, but it's not moving enough for them. Because, see, here's the thing. They're putting in 100 grand and they're making a 2x. Yeah. You've put in maybe 10 grand and you might be up 20, but you still both have 200K. But the majority of the crowd, they're bored now. They're coming in, they're excited, but then they start to get bored because you're just watching this thing grow because you're like, oh, I'll put in 5 for this. Like, you're happy because you're just playing the whole, you're a long-term investor. So these people come in, they need a bit of a kick now, right? Because they're like, oh, I'm only up at 2x, man. How much did you make on? Oh, he made a 20. And they're like, yeah, but bro, you didn't want to buy with me. I only put in 5 grand, right? So then they start seeking other stuff. They start seeing big triangle, crypto stuff. They want to put in more leverage. That's when the rotational casino stuff starts to appear. That's the thrill, man. I will buy more on margin. Gotta tell everyone to buy that. That's when we have more celebrities making meme coins or whatever it is. And like everyone now has to get in. Like you have to get in. Pepe hits 100, everything hits 100, and then we finally make it to Euphoria where it's everyone. That's it. But it's warning Euphoria. Because the patient, you're on so much heroin. You don't know that you're getting spanked with like a leather whip right now. You don't know. Your bum cheeks are sore because you're just so high, okay? So Euphoria is great, but the crowd wants more. The crowd always wants more. Friends, I already know, dude. I saw the poll, okay? 90% of you said you're selling at $1 million USD, okay? If you hit $1 million, 90% of you. I bet we hit like 800 grand. You're going to start tweaking your nipples and go, you know, if I had 2 million, I could double my staked income in the next bear market. There you go. That's it. That's all it takes, friends. Your mind just goes to that one place and that's it. Everyone's now trapped. Okay. So the only way to make it is to separate yourself from the number. Easier said than done. No one can do it. That's why I will be telling you next year, hey, I don't think the cycle's over. Trim off 2%, bro. Just trim off 2%. Trim off 2%. No one's going to do it, I know. And also, if they trim off 2%, they'll go buy another altcoin. But I'm just going to keep hammering it away, okay? Don't be caught at the end with your pants down. Make sure you like, subscribe, baby, but no, catch you soon.